Be the Village started with a burden for foster, adoptive, and relative families that were close to us. We saw them struggle for resources when they suddenly took in sibling sets. We saw them needing support as they walked through the long days of navigating trauma and broken systems. And above all, we saw them feeling completely alone and desperate for community with people that were walking the same journey as them.
Well, from the care packs and just the generous love, Be the Village has meant so much to my family. We're coming up on a year of being approved for foster care, and they have been there every step of the way.
At the time when God laid the dream of Be the Village on my heart, I thought it was a vision for someone else. We were living in Guatemala as missionaries in the process of starting a family-style orphan village. We thought that Guatemala would be our home for decades, the place that we would raise our family and leave our mark on the world. But God had other plans. Well into our first year in Guatemala, we came stateside to give birth to our son Gideon. When he was 2 months old, we boarded a plane back to Guatemala as a family of 4, thinking that we were flying off into the beginning of the rest of our lives. Little did we know that just 4 days later, I would be back on that plane with a very feeble baby in my arms who was fighting for his life. The months that followed were a blur. We finally received the diagnosis that Gideon had a fatal form of altitude sickness, leaving us with the reality that returning to our ministry would be life-threatening for our son. We say that we were faced with the easiest but hardest decision of our lives.
Since became a social worker in 2015 with the cabinet, we have a lack of resources in this rural community. Be the Village has been an extreme blessing to bless not only our foster children, but our relative families, and even reunification with clothing, bedding, car seats.
But God was faithful. As we started to pick up the pieces of our lives, God reminded us of the vision that He gave for foster families in our hometown. With the last bit of faith that we had, we launched a small ministry called Be the Village. And we have been in awe of God's plan every day since. Be the Village exists to wrap around foster, adoptive, and at-risk families, equipping them to be a refuge to vulnerable children, providing ongoing support and connecting them to each other. Our goal is to mobilize local churches, businesses, and families to bring their gifts to the table to serve vulnerable children and their families. Each of our programs aim to equip, support, and connect the families that we serve in an effort to sustain them as they care for children from hard places.
Be the Village has really helped us out several times with placements. The one that jumps to mind most is we got a placement about 11 o'clock one night, and for a 1-month-old baby. We had absolutely really nothing set out for the baby, and the next day we got showered with everything we could possibly need. There were rockers, swings, formula, clothes, diapers, everything that we needed to help take care of that baby.
Our Home-like Resource Center houses supplies to equip families that are welcoming children into their homes through foster care, relative care, or reunification. Through our programs, families receive care packs that include clothing, school supplies, comfort items, toiletries, toys, and everything else that a child needs when entering a family, often with limited belongings. Families can request bigger items such as new car seats, new beds, and baby gear. In addition, our Resource Center serves as a place of refuge for all parties in the child welfare system. It provides a welcoming space for various gatherings for caregivers, social workers, and biological parents. It also houses our Safe Haven room that provides a comfortable place for youth to stay on nights where they are removed in the middle of the night or cannot find placement.
Be the Village has been such an incredible community partner for us. I think about the kids in our community that we have the opportunity to serve, and the families that we have an opportunity just to love on and be a part of that. And it's been a great opportunity for my team to sort of open their eyes to what's going on right here in our own backyard.
Be the Village provides ongoing support for families on the front lines of foster care and adoption through our wraparound support villages, trainings, and family fun events. We have found that ongoing support is crucial for foster families. The sad reality is that 50% of foster families quit after the first year, and many cite a lack of support as their reason. Our hope is that every family that we serve feels the support of a whole village behind them.
As an adoptive family, the biggest support Be the Village has been for us is allowing us to connect with other foster and adoptive families who have been through similar things as us. Having someone that can relate to us in trauma experiences and just connect on a deeper level has been such a blessing in our family.
Be the Village also connects caregivers to one another through our monthly support gatherings, events, and our Dwell Retreat for foster and adoptive moms. We have found that in this journey of foster care and adoption, the greatest gift that we can offer is a friend who has walked the same journey.
It's been incredible to see churches, businesses, and families rise up across Kentucky to equip, support, and connect those that are caring for vulnerable children. Everyone can do something, so we invite you to bring your gifts to the table and be the village. Because if not you, who?